Hey YouTube, Lightning2288 here with another video, another haul. It's been a pretty good week and for comic buys, for me anyways, this week. Well, basically good for comics, and I just had a shit week at work, man. It was just a pain in the ass. But anyways, let's get on with the haul. The first book here is Astonishing Tales 25, First Appearance of Deathlock. And this is a character that I think is actually, really under the radar. I think he lost popularity. Like I said, when I was collecting when I was younger, like teenager, like, in the late 80s, early 90s when I was really into it. I mean, he was a super hot character. But I guess there's rumors of him being in the next season of the Shield show, Agents of Shield. So definitely be on the lookout for this book. And I think you could pick this book up at a relatively cheap price. And not on top of it being the first appearance of Deathlock, this is actually the first George Perez work at Marvel. So another key to this issue as well. And this copy is actually probably a fine plus, if not a little bit higher. And the book only cost me $10, so definitely be on the lookout for this book, guys. I think it's an under the radar book. That's only, it's only one way. It's only going to go up in value. So yeah, just definitely if you see it, and especially if you see it cheap, pick it up. And the next book I got, and this was an eBay buy actually, Adventure Comics 397. And if I'm correct, I think this is actually the first time they redid Supergirl's look. So it's the first new Supergirl. I've seen CG copies that state that, but basically they just redesigned her. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I actually like the cover. And it cost me $5, $2 shipping from eBay. And it's a real nice copy. I mean, there's a few. I mean, there's a little wear right here in the corner. Other than that, I'm happy with it. I mean, it's probably a fine plus, if not, very, very fine minus. And yeah, definitely another book. I think it's under the radars. So definitely if you see it, and you'll probably see it cheap. It doesn't hurt just to pick it up probably for a few bucks. And lately, I've been trying to go after every key. And it's just getting too expensive. So I decided I wanted to focus on something else and didn't realize a lot of his stuff was just, and I've always liked the artist, but his stuff just so super expensive. But my goal is to try to get as much Neil Adams stuff as I can get. And to me, man, basically all his books, here, let me get the one out here that I got. This is another eBay pickup. This is Superman 233. And basically, yeah, it's a... Basically, it's a key just for the the cover. I mean, it's a classic Neil Adams cover. And the cool thing, too bad you didn't do the inside. You only did the cover. Kurt Swan did the inside work. But still, I mean, this is just an iconic cover, and it's just awesome. I just love looking at it, and it just baffles me that I don't got much Neil Adams in my collection. So that's my goal. I think from the next couple of months, I'm just gonna try to get every Neil Adams book I can get. And hell, man, I mean his filler books. I mean just his run on Detective and Batman, and I mean they're $20-$30 a book. So it's gonna be a challenge, but I'm gonna go for it. And these next two that came in on eBay, I actually. Here we go. This is Batman 217, and this is another book that Neil Adams only did the cover on. So, but still, it's just this book only cost me $12, and it's probably it's a fine, but still, I'm happy with it. And like I said, if I could get as many Neil Adams at a decent price, I'm definitely gonna go for it. And this next one I got, and I think I got a hell of a deal. And if you guys could let me know if I did or not. This is a Detective Comics number 395, and this is probably a very fine minus copy, maybe even a little bit higher. I mean, there's just one little nick right here, really, but other than that, it's a beautiful looking book. But I was looking on the site I usually go on. I guess this is basically the start of the Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams run together. And, I was looking at, and I got this book for like $15, so I don't know how I got it for that cheap at this condition. But I've been going on eBay looking this book up, and there's like 4 or 5 of them. And the buy now prices are like between $70 and $100. And a lot of these books don't even come up. It's actually the DC made a Millennium Edition book for this issue. So if you guys definitely see this out in the wild, pick it up. I mean, it's a key issue. I mean, hell, Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil, the start of their run together, that's major. And now the rest of these books I'm about to show you, I picked it up at my local shop. And if you guys watched my last video, I told you about the two co-owners. One I get along with, one's a jerk. And finally they priced all their Silver Age books that they got in. And I kind of rummaged through them, and this is what I picked up today from the shop. First one is Captain Marvel #1. You know, it's just, I mean, I'm not really into Captain Marvel that much, but like I said, it's Silver Age book. It's the #1 issue, and hell, I only paid $20 for it, and it's what it is. I mean, it's a fine minus, you know, so not bad for the price really, but I still think this book is undervalued, and it's relatively cheap. So if you guys definitely see it, just pick it up. It's still a key. It's not one of the major characters. So, but still, I would pick it up if you definitely see it out there. And this next book is Avengers #60, and I got this because this is basically, I mean, I guess you could call it a key, a minor key, anyways, but. This is the marriage of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, or the Wasp and Ant-Man, or at the time he was Yellow Jacket. And the issue before, this is issue 60, this is the marriage of the two, but issue 59 was the first appearance as Hank Pym as Yellow Jacket, and they did not have that one there, so I'm definitely on the lookout for that one. So if you guys, you know, if you find Avengers 60, that's the marriage, and the one before it, Avengers 59, is the first appearance as him as Yellow Jacket. So definitely, you know, be on the lookout for that. I mean, pretty sure it's not going to be that expensive. And, well, this wasn't in that Silver Age box that I went through. This was one of their wall books. But like I said, I'm cool with one of the owners, and he was the only one working today. That's why I was able to get some decent, you know, deals. Oh, and actually, this book only cost me $5. So, yeah. And it's probably... You know, it's a fine minus, VG plus, but still, you know, like I said, I just want my collection to grow, and I just can't afford to get everything in high grade, so I take what, you know, my budget gives me. And this is what I picked up off their wall. This is a king size annual Avengers #10, and this is the first appearance of Rogue, and this is another book. I mean, it's slowly starting to get up there in price, and... You know, but still, I paid. I mean, he only charged me $15 for it, and in this condition, I've seen them. You know, and this is probably a fine plus, very fine minus, but I've seen, you know, eBay prices going for $25-30, if not higher. So I'm definitely happy with this one, and I just don't. I mean, Rogue is a major X-Men character, and for her book to just be, you know, a $20-30 book, it just baffles me. But I think it has something to do with how they portrayed her in the X-Men movies. It's not the Rogue we're used to seeing or who we know. So I think the X-Men movies actually kind of hurt the value of her book. So I don't know. But I know it's slowly rising. So, and I know a lot of people have shown this book, but definitely if you don't have it, be on the lookout for that one. It's still a first appearance of a, you know, a major X-Men character. And this is one of the ones I found in that Silver Age box. Like I said, guys, they bought a Silver Age box. It was just a box full of like 200-300 comic books, and they finally, you know, the dickhead owner that I don't get along with, he wasn't there, so I was able to go through it with the guy I do get along with today, and I was able to find this book, and I'm so stoked. And this is a major book. This is Avengers 57, and this is the first appearance of Vision, which I think he's, God, I wish they would put him. I was reading an article. Josh Whedon said he's definitely now going to be in Avengers 2. And I just don't understand why they won't put him in a movie. I mean, I think, if I'm right, correct me, guys, he's the longest tenured Avenger without leaving the team at one time. You know, Cap would come in and out, Iron Man, all those guys. But he's the longest tenured Avenger, I believe. I don't know, since I've been reading. Like I said, I don't do modern, so I don't know what goes on with the Avengers and stuff nowadays. But the condition of it is, well, it would have been a very fine, I mean, it's in good shape. But if you notice that corner right there, a little piece is ripped off. So I don't know what that marks it down to. If you guys know, can you let me know? But I mean, this is a really nice copy, but that corner. But for the price I paid for it, he only charged me $25 for it. So like I said, I don't think anybody would have passed that up. It's still the first vision, and I know this book is rising in value because people, even though Josh Whedon didn't say he's going to be in the next one, he has to be. If they make a part 3 or a part 4, he eventually has to make an appearance, and I know collectors out there are picking this up, just assuming that eventually he'll be in a movie. So definitely be on the lookout for that book as well. And these other books, and I've been wanting to get into more Thor books. I think I've been neglecting Marvel lately, so I definitely want to get back into, it's kind of hard to juggle between the two companies, DC and Marvel, but these books were all in the same box, and I got a hell of a deal on each and every one of them. And this one is Thor 134, and this is the first appearance of the High Evolutionary. And I mean, it's still a first appearance, it's a villain, whatever. But I mean, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee book, so can't go wrong with that. And I mean, other than, man, it would have been a fine copy, but if you notice that little chip off the bottom of the book right there. But other than that, it's overall in really good shape. But it only cost me $5, so I really can't complain. I mean, the guy there, he's real cool, and he does hook me up. So yeah, I know a lot of guys, or from my last video, leaving me comments saying they wouldn't go to that shop anymore for, what I went through last time. But I get along with the other owner, and like I said, he always hooks me up. He says he has to do that because he loses so much business, because I think they're brothers. They lose so much business because the other guy is such a prick to everybody. And so he kind of does stuff behind his back to just keep business going. And I've been going there for years, and he's been hooking me up ever since. Just I can't get over on his, I think it's his older brother, guys. I'm not for sure, because I don't even talk to the guy because he's just a jerk. And this next book I picked up, another key issue of Thor. This is a Journey into Mystery 118, and this is the first appearance of Destroyer. Another Jack Kirby cover, Stan Lee story. So I mean, can't go wrong with that. And anything Jack Kirby does, I'm on board with it. And this is another character that, I'm just surprised this book's not worth more than what it is. And the condition, I mean, it's probably it's another fine copy. And like I said, I only paid $5 for it. So I'm definitely excited about that. I'm just surprised because, he was in the first Thor movie. I wish he would have been in the second one, but it didn't seem like it really helped the value of his book that much. I mean, I think they still, and I hate to say like in high grade what books go for, but, I think any book in super high grade is expensive. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about for collectors like on my kind of budget. I mean, a mid-grade copy is probably on a cost between, I say, $20, $25, maybe $30 at the most. I mean, yeah, anything in like a 9 something is going to be known. I mean, a 9.8 of this is probably a $200-$300 book. I don't know, but yeah, but definitely if you see this one, this is another book that I think is undervalued, and if you see it, pick it up. It's a good book to have. First appearance of Destroyer. And this one I was super excited. I've been trying to get this book for a while, and the eBay prices are just retarded. But he had it in the box. Journey into Mystery 114. First appearance of the Absorbing Man, a.k.a. Crusher Creel. And another Jack Kirby cover. So sweet. Stan Lee did the story. So, another twofer. But yeah, I've been wanting this book for a long time, and finally, it's hard to believe I finally got it out of a box that they just bought off some random dude off Craigslist. So, but still, I ain't complaining. And this is another book that, it's probably, I would give this one a VG plus, but I only paid $8.50 for it. So definitely not going to pass up on that. Journey into Mystery 114, first appearance of Absorbing Man. Awesome book to have. Definitely pick this one up. I think a lot of the books and a lot of Thor books and Journey into Mystery, they have a lot of keys in that run that I think are undervalued. The one book that, I don't think it skyrocketed. I was looking at Journey into Mystery 103 about a year ago, and I passed up on one, and it cost about $50, and at the time it was probably a fine. I recently seen a fine copy sell for $200, and I think actually Omega told me there was like a 9.2 copy on eBay that had like, I think like 60 bids or something, and went for like $400 or $500, or if not higher. I think it went to like $800. So yeah, that I think that one might be out of my range now. But I noticed that book don't come up that often. I'm sorry, I've been rambling on, guys. This last book I'm gonna show you in my video. This is the one I'm like really excited to have. Let me just get it out. Thor 126. This is actually Thor number 1, if you want to call it that. Journey of Mystery 125 was the last issue. Then with this issue 126, they gave him the title, The Mighty Thor. So yeah, this is actually Thor number 1. And it's another book I got out of the guy's box, and he hooked it up. I mean, as you can see, it's not as bone wide as I would like it to be, but honestly, guys, I paid $15 for it, so I'm definitely not passing. I haven't even checked on eBay what the prices are going for, but you know, still $15. It's still, you know, Thor's first issue, so definitely be on the lookout for that one. I mean, it's a good key to have, and you know, it's another Jack Kirby cover, and yeah, it's just iconic with him fighting Hercules. I mean, it's a beautiful looking book, and I would probably give it. I mean, if it wasn't for the not being bone wide, it's actually. I mean, you can see a little chip right here, like a barely little chip. But other than that, it's in relatively good shape. I would probably give it a fine, maybe a little bit higher. But that's about it, guys. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.